All right, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, All Wings Everything, and I am your cook, Spinelli. Now, in today's video, we're going to do what I like to call my hot and spicy wings. Now, if you like original buffalo wings, you're going to love this recipe. I love original buffalo wings, but this here recipe is about 2 to 3 steps above the original buffalo. And the reason why is because I use about 4 different pepper spices for the sauce. So if you guys stick with me, you're going to see how I make this wonderful sauce and why I believe that these wings are much better than the buffalo style wings. So what I need for you guys to do is to go ahead, head to your kitchen, get your apron, get out all your utensils of what you're going to need to make this recipe, and we're going to start cooking. All right, I'll see you guys in the kitchen. All right, so here are the ingredients we're going to use today for this recipe. We're going to start off with our Publix green wise chicken. We also have some olive oil. We're going to use some paprika. We're going to use some chili powder. We're going to use some chipotle powder. We're going to use this here red pepper sauce here. We're going to use some apple cider vinegar, some Frank's hot sauce, garlic powder, salt, red pepper, ground cumin, ground mustard, pepper, and some butter. So these are the ingredients we're going to use for today's recipe. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've already measured out these ingredients for this recipe. You know I like to do that so we can move quickly through our process. So the first thing we have over here, we have 4 tablespoons of butter that we're going to use. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. We're going to use a 1/2 cup of Frank's hot sauce. And we're going to use 1/4 cup of the pepper sauce. So next we got our chicken. I've already cut and cleaned our chicken, so that is ready. And for the dry rub that we're going to make, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. We're going to use a tablespoon of dry mustard, and we're going to use a tablespoon of fresh black pepper. And we're going to use 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of salt. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of paprika. I'm sorry, not 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of chipotle powder. So it's already sounding good. So let's move on to the next step. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our dry rub for the chicken. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our garlic powder. Next, we're going to add our dry mustard. Next, our black pepper. Next, the cayenne pepper. Then our salt. Our cumin, our chipotle powder, our chili powder, and lastly, our paprika. Now you want to mix the ingredients to combine. You're probably going to have a few lumps from the dry mustard. So you just want to press those lumps out. And once you finish combining the ingredients, this is how it looks. And we'll move on. So the first thing we want to do with the seasoning, the dry rub seasoning, is take 2 tablespoons of the dry seasoning and put it into a small bowl. And we're going to reserve these 2 tablespoons for our sauce at the end of the recipe. So that's the first thing you need to do. Let's move on. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to season our chicken with this dry rub. What I do is I take about a tablespoon at a time. You really don't have to use all the dry rub. I mean, you can season your chicken to your desire, but I start with about a tablespoon, I'm sorry. Again, it all depends on how much chicken you have, and determine how much dry rub you want to put on your chicken. If you only got a few pieces, then you don't need that much dry rub. I have about 20 pieces, so I'm gonna use a couple of tablespoons. But I generally eyeball mine to see, I look at my chicken to see if it has enough seasoning on it. So add your seasoning to the chicken, mix it well. Make sure all your chicken has been coated in this seasoning. Looks like I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons for my batch of chicken. Now, once you've mixed it thoroughly, what you're gonna do is you're gonna cover the bowl, and you're gonna refrigerate this chicken for about an hour. And once you've refrigerated for about an hour, we'll meet back up. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start preparing the sauce. We're not going to complete the preparation of the sauce, but we're going to start preparing the sauce minus the butter. We're not going to incorporate the butter in this step. And the reason why I do this is I like to have the sauce and the seasoning already infused with the sauce and have it sitting for a while. It gives it a better taste. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hot pepper sauce and pour it into the bowl with the hot sauce. Then we're going to take our apple cider vinegar and add it. Next, you want to take your olive oil and add your olive oil. The next thing you're going to add is you want to add those 2 tablespoons of seasoning, dry rub seasoning that you reserved. Add that to the mixture. Again, with this, you're going to give it a good stir to combine the ingredients. And once you combine the ingredients, this is what it looks like. So let's move on. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to remember to spray our pan and also line our pan. Now that we've had our chicken in the refrigerator for an hour, remove the lid. Let's take a look at it. All right, so what you want to do is you want to remove the chicken from the bowl, place it on our greased pan. Again, I try to put mine, I put my skin side down. I try to put them at least half an inch apart to an inch if I possibly can. But the most important thing is not to overcrowd your pan to allow your chicken to cook. So go ahead and remove your chicken, place them on the pan. And once you've done that, we'll move on to the next step. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place these wings into the oven. I've already preheated my oven to 375 degrees. And we're going to allow these things to cook for 1 hour. And again, also after the 30 minutes, what we're going to do 2 things. We're going to flip our wings over and allow them to cook for the remaining 30 minutes on the other side. But we're also going to raise the temperature of the oven to 425 degrees after the 30 minutes. I like them to cook low like this in the beginning because what it does is it cooks the wings slowly. It makes the wings more tender when you eat them. All right. So now the 30 minutes is up. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the wings out and turn them over to the other side to allow them to cook on the remainder of the 30 minutes on the other side. You know, we like our food, or actually our meat, to cook evenly. So that's why we turn them over halfway through the cooking process. So go ahead and turn your wings over. And don't forget to raise the temperature on your oven to 425. Again, cooking it on 375 for the first 30 minutes. What that does is it cooks the chicken slowly and it makes it more tender at the end of the process. So once you do that, we're going to move on. All right, so what we're going to do is while the chicken is finished cooking, we're going to complete the making of the sauce process. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and heat your pan. Drop the 4 tablespoons of butter into your pan. Allow the butter to melt. And once the butter has almost melted, what you want to do is you want to add your sauce that you prepared. And once you add your sauce, you want to go ahead and give that a stir to combine the sauce with the butter. Cook it on low and just stir it for about a minute or 2. You don't want to stir it too long. Stir it about a minute or 2, only to combine the ingredients. And once you've done that, what you want to do is you want to take that sauce and pour it into an empty bowl to reserve the sauce until the wings are completely done. All right, so let's move on. All right, so now the wings are ready. They're finished. So let's take these bad babies out of the oven. Move them over here to the counter. All right, so let's take a look at them. Let's see what we got here. Let me know what you guys think. Wow, I like these. Look at that. Like that crispiness. Well-seasoned wings. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you, you guys can eat these wings just like this if you want to. They've marinated in the refrigerator. They already seasoned. So if you don't want to, you want to eat them naked like that without any sauce, feel free to do so. But we're going to continue on in the process by adding the sauce. So let's continue. All right. So what we're going to do next, we're going to remove the wings from our pan, and we're going to add them to the bowl. So go ahead and start removing your wings. And once you complete that, we'll move on to our next step of adding the sauce. All right, so now that you've added the wings to the bowl, what you want to do is you want to take your sauce, give it a good stir. And what I like to do in this step is not actually pour the sauce over the wings. I like to spoon the sauce over the wings that way, because I don't want them too saucy. I want to have just enough sauce on it. So I spoon the sauce. I just eyeball it over the wings. So that seems like it's going to be enough sauce for me. Take your lid, cover your chicken, and you already know what we're going to do now. We're going to shake it to the left, shake it to the right, up and down, shake it, bake it. All right, remove the lid. Look at that. Hot and spicy wings. I'm telling you, these are some good groceries, y'all. Good groceries. All right, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to take a clean plate and we're going to transfer these wings from the bowl to our plate. You can see the smoke. These things are piping hot. And I love to eat wings when they piping hot like that. All right, so remove all your wings and take a look at this. This is what you want right here. All right, everyone. Let me know what you think about these wings. They look delicious. Look at that color. These wings are a step above original buffalo. Now, if you like original buffalo wings, you're going to love these wings here. But these are a step above. To me, in my opinion, are better than original buffalo. The spices, they just bring out so much into the chicken that, and I love original buffalo, but these here are much better than original buffalo. All right, so it's time for me to take me a bite out of crime. These wings, I hit it on the money, y'all. I'm telling you, I hope you guys will follow me in this recipe and you're already eating your wings just like I'm eating mine. But these wings are amazing. If you haven't, go ahead and make these wings. I'm telling you, you're going to love them. And when you do, don't forget to leave a comment and let me know how they turned out. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish these wings. And I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you for watching. I'm out.
All right, everyone. I already know you enjoyed this video. I don't even have to ask. I know the wings looked amazing. I don't have to ask that. I seen them. You seen them. So if you like original buffalo wings, you need to try this recipe out. And the reason why I simply love this recipe is because I use 4 different pepper spices for the sauce, which really brings out that flavor of the sauce that puts it a step above the original buffalo, where you generally just use hot pepper sauce and butter and garlic powder. This here recipe incorporates that and also some additional pepper spices. So I want to know your comments after you try the video. Let me know how your wings taste. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what in the world are you waiting on? Do I have to come to your house, get on your computer, or take your phone from you and hit the subscribe button? Do I? So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also, if you have friends that you think that would like this video, go ahead and share it with them. And I'll see you guys next time. All wings, everything. Your cook, Spinelli, and I'm out. Peace.
Everybody stand up. Introducing the one and only, the most anticipated and highly underrated